show that I have just committed to the actual show here that's going to start in 3 minutes from now. I've been delaying this all day, as I always do. But I wanted to start it on YouTube Live because, in plenty of time, because I actually have a YouTube page up in a browser that is going to start playing. It's possible that it's going to start playing automatically, and that would make a loud sound and ruin the actual broadcast that's getting ready to happen over on Blab.im/bobdoylesecret. So I'm looking at the page right now. It hasn't started firing it up here, and that's just fine. It may not, but if it does, of course, we'll know where the sound is coming from. So again, you've just been brought in to a little bit of the behind the scenes of the Bob Doyle Show, Episode 3. And if you'd like to interact and participate, you will need to go over to blab.im/bobdoylesecret. All right. I think that's good enough to know that this isn't going to just fire up over here. I'm going to keep this going. The screen will be black, unfortunately, because you see, it has to be. And I rhymed that, but not on purpose. All right. So I'm going to, again, go black here. You're going to hear me because that's the nature of things. And then when the actual show starts, we'll be back on. Okay. Shh. Well, I hope those people on YouTube Live aren't listening. I'd hate for them to hear this.
Yeah, me too. I'd hate for them to hear that too.
I don't think they should hear anything. We should be muting ourselves.
Well, you're in charge of muting.
No, I'm not. That was somebody else.
Oh, yeah, Steve was going to mute. Huh. Well, we got 44 seconds, so why don't you guys be quiet? Fine, I'm going to be quiet. 44 seconds, I don't know. All right. I don't know if everything's ready or not. I know something's going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong. All right, here we go. Just get it together, Bob. This is going to happen. It's all good. It's all good. You said you're muted to the YouTube live feed, right? Right? Yeah? No one can hear? Okay, good. Hate for that to happen. That would just be embarrassing. All right. Do you remember how to do any of this? I don't think I do. We're going to find out in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I can't mute this broadcast. I don't know why I can't. But I'm going to now because I think I'll figure it out. Come on. I know why it is happening and I should stop it. But all right. I'm going to stop it and I'll explain why that was happening in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bob Doyle Show, Episode 3. And, this is another one of those situations where no one applauded at the beginning of the show. And so I don't know how. Oh, no. Little too late. So see, now I'm already shaken because, well, there were two things that happened. I had the echo, which I knew I was going to, but I thought I was going to be able to mute it. So here's why it happened. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever there's an echo on the show, it means that I've got some window open where the show itself is streaming. And that's true. That is what happened today, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I have some announcements to make about the show that I'm very excited about. In fact, that's going to take up the first part of this. So, Greg, let's see who's in the room now. I'm going to have to move some windows around. Oops, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Here we go. All right, Janine Mary is here. Yo, let's talk LOA. That's a different show. Let's see who we got here. Beauty Bubble has shared on Twitter. That's really awesome. Thank you, Beauty Bubble. Nice to have you here. I'm going to share on Twitter, too, because now it's got the whole last 30 seconds thing. I don't know whether it's filming me or what. I'm going to say we are on the proverbial air. All right, and share time. Okay, so now that's how that works. We share the show, and then we get millions upon millions of people raving to their friends and family about this. And Diana has now joined, so thank you, Diana, for being a part of this extravaganza that we call The Bob Doyle Show, episode number 3. So as always, we have a very unpredictable program for you, except for the fact that I have predicted a few things. There are some things that I do know that I'm going to cover, and they're written on this envelope. Now, I would show you this, but it would spoil the surprise. All right, Doyle Zillions. Hey, look, you guys, I need you to interact, and especially shortly. I mean, I know we don't have, well, we got a few people in the room. Well, that's nice to know, especially since I didn't even tell people I was going to do it again. You know, just kind of boom, surprise. I did do it last Saturday, so there's a Saturday trend happening, but no promises. I want to do it more than once a week, right? I want to do it every day. The big dreamer is shared. All right, look. I got a few things to tell you that I'm very excited about because of the show. So I keep telling people about this show. I'm turning it into something, as you know. Now, I didn't, post any, hey, come see episode 3, I'm doing this, except right before I did it. But I am getting ready behind the scenes to bring this thing online in a much bigger way. And you all, of course, are the groundbreakers. You'll go down in history as those few who believed at first and came in from the beginning to see what this was about, right? To understand the complexities of the inner workings of Bob Doyle and his brain, which is really what this show is all about. It's about a massive brain dump on my part that shows up in all these scary ways. So here's what we've done, ladies and gentlemen. Now, getting back to the very beginning of why was there echo? Well, it's because I wanted to show you what I've been working on in the background for the Bob Doyle Show. Now, look, up until a few days ago, the bobdoyleshow.com, which is a website, which we're going to go to here in just a second, was kind of disorganized, and it really wasn't ready for people. But now, as I'm telling more people about this show, we got to do something with it, right? It's got to be a website, for crying out loud. They got to be able to find what well, Greg, you didn't stay very long. We were just getting just getting ramped up. I mean, there's always this little part where I have to talk before we get into the real meat. All right. Well, look, I appreciate the fact that you came tall. All right, so where was I? Something about Greg leaving. You want meat? Well, that's in the kitchen, actually, in Ziploc bags at the moment. Okay, no, I'll give you meat, but let me just show you what we've done here, all right? So, I want to show you the bobdoyleshow.com now, because I want you guys to show up there, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Let me switch over here to so you can see. Oh, got it. I want to turn down the volume. It's because this is the show. Now I want. See, the show's looping. Okay, so it's gonna do that. But anyway, I want you to come by here. Hold on, you can't even see it. One moment. That's why I did this. So here's the show. And if I could figure out how to mute this right now so this screen wouldn't play volume, I would do it. So this wouldn't be happening. And I can't believe there's not that option. All right, anyway. So I'd like you to come by here, because this is where we show the show live. This is a little bit of obligatory text about the show, how to follow me, and how to watch it on Facebook, and to get on a mailing list. This is crazy. I'm not doing this. That's insane. I can't ask you to sit through that. But anyway, I'd like you to go visit with there's a drop pen. There was a way to do it. Anyway, I don't know. Go check it out, bobdoyleshow.com. And I'd love it if you would just put your name in that thing. Because, look, I'm not going to spam you or anything. It's really just about being able to say, hey, the Bob Doyle Show is going to do this or that. But that's fine. If you don't want to do that, fine. I get it. But what I was going to show you, which I can't now because of all that mess called audio that's very loud. Oh, I just figured out how to make that stop. Hold on just one second. I think. Nope, I don't. Sorry, I lied. All right. Anyway, the other thing I did. So you remember. So you saw on that page, I got a little banner. It looks like this. This is the Facebook page. Now, this I really do want you to go to, guys. This is. I'm going to type it down here. Facebook.com Bob Doyle Show. Boom. So because I really like it, if you could like this page, there's all sorts of stuff I'd like to be able to do here, including doing live broadcasts on this show. But until this, you can see here that the page itself only has 150 likes, and actually one of them is my mom. Earlier today, it was my mom's up there. That would have been a lot more effective. I really wanted to show you my mom liking my page. So what we want is many, many more likes, right? Because then we can do all sorts of other things with this show. And my goal is to form some sort of a Bob Doyle Show community where we can all hang out together on Facebook. I like doing Facebook communities. It's something that I do. So it'd be great if you would come over here, jump on this page, like it, and let's get enough people where we can then start a Facebook group, and then we can really interact. That's a whole other thing. The other thing I've been working on, ladies and gentlemen, is the YouTube channel for the Bob Doyle Show. Excuse me, I'm choking on something. So we have the banner up here that, of course, matches everything else. And this is up here. You'll see the latest videos we've added once you subscribe. Now, this is the other thing I really would like you to do, as I'd like to build a subscriber base on here. If I was to refresh this screen right now, which I won't do, you should be seeing this program broadcast live on YouTube Live, which is something that I want to continue to do, even though we can't bring in those of you who participate in the other windows. It won't stream that way at this time anyway. But I do want to put it out there to the YouTube Live audience as well. So that's basically what I wanted to show you, is the Facebook page, the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and the actual bobdoyleshow.com page, which I wish I could go to because I wanted to show you in a little more depth how to get around in there, but that sound thing is just preventing me. But basically below you'll see archives to all the shows I've ever done on Periscope or Blab, and then under that you'll have access to all the music that I upload, original music. Yes, it's very Bob-centric. You see, it is the Bob Doyle Show. And then below that you'll see links to all the Instagram videos. And so it's basically just this where I creatively vomit. Okay? All right. I only have 37 likes where? Okay, let's see. John, welcome. I'm sorry I didn't see you in here. Okay, and thank you for subscribing. If you guys just, that's just really great, because I am absolutely committed, as you know, to taking this thing all the way, whatever that's going to be. One of the things I'm really clear on that's going to help me is to get a producer/assistant who can help with the show a little bit, help in the chat room, but also help with like some social media things and all of that. And yes, I am putting it out there for anyone watching this. I am looking for someone who wants to help me with the Bob Doyle Show specifically, okay? Because there's all kinds of stuff I want to get going with that. Now, I believe I can close this browser that is in my way. All right. Oh, your Facebook, so you would kill for my numbers. You see, well, I understand. And see, I have my Bob Doyle Law of Attraction page, which has like 18,000 something viewers. And I can do live broadcasts there, and I have been starting to use Facebook Live over there. And you guys, if you have access to Facebook Live, that is really something to look into, because it is you're where everybody is, and they're already in Facebook. In other words, they don't have to jump over to Blab. They don't have to do any of that stuff. And it's more like Periscope than Blab, obviously. But I'm really enjoying it, especially when I'm in that room that's Law of Attraction focused, and I know that everybody there who's getting the notification or on there is likely to be on the same page. So it's just automatically targeted to that particular page. So I'm looking forward to the Bob Doyle Show page getting enough likes or whatever it takes to be eligible for the live streaming on that page, because it seems to be per page, not like per me. I can do live streaming on my personal page, and I can do it on that one page that I have a lot of likes, but not all my other ones. So that's what I want to do there. All right, you guys. So I have a couple of other things that was the announcement things. I have two other things that I want to do today. Three, actually. that I want to do today on this program. One is I want to interview a guest via satellite, and you all know how this works, or do you? I really don't know if you do. But I bring in someone via satellite, and normally it's somebody whose name is given to me by a producer or something like that, and they tell me who this person is, and I interview them at that time. But right now, I think what I'm wanting is for you to tell me who I'm interviewing. So what I need is a name of a male human being and either what he does or where he works. That's what I need from you to be able to continue the show. Dino Wells. Great. And what does Dino do? Because I don't want to look like an idiot when I bring him on here. No, he's got to be in the satellite studio by the time I bring him on. He can't be where you are. I need to know what Dino Wells does. Because I can't, if I ask him, because I think I know this guy. And if it's the guy I'm thinking of, he can go on. Or he can kind of cop a little bit of an attitude. So either way, I want to know what he does. So somebody tell me what Dino Wells does, because the show's just stopped here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure out what he does on my own. If someone doesn't tell me what Dino Wells does. All right, you know what? I'm going to tell you what he does. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe somebody just did. What kind of people do you want to interview other than males? Anybody who's interesting. Anybody who will fascinate my audience as much as Dino Wells is about to. And Dino Wells, of course, is the inventor of the term empty nest. I don't know why anyone thinks that it's interesting to talk to somebody who came up with that term, but Dino Wells, welcome. I don't know why you got to start the conversation sort of dissing me. I didn't mean to diss you, and now that I look back at what I said, I probably did sound that way, and I didn't really mean anything by it. No, I understand. You got your little sense of humor thing going, and you think it's funny, and so you're going to do that. I really didn't mean anything by it, and I apologize. Dino. So my understanding is that you invented the phrase empty nest. It's my understanding too. Dino, that whole look, I'm looking at you and I just want to take on your persona. I don't know why. It's my persona. You got your own persona. You leave my persona alone. I'll leave your persona alone because we stick to the topic. Fine, I was just trying to, break the ice a little bit. It seems a little tense. You seem upset still about the whole thing that I was saying about empty nest at the beginning, and I didn't mean anything by it. Honestly, it was just a surprise topic. I never really would have thought that I would have talked to the person who came up with the term empty nest, mostly because I think that term's been around a lot longer than you are old. Isn't that true? That's what people say all the time. I'm flattered, but came up with the term. It's my term. And I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. I've been doing interviews about this for about 30 years. I did not know that. This was the first time I ever even heard of you, let alone that you were giving interviews. Yeah, so I kind of think that the story's been told. I don't think there's really any point in me going on about this. Empty nest, the kids leave. You're the parents. It's like little birds, they're gone. Nest empty. That's how it works. No big mystery. End of story. All right. Well, I can tell you're annoyed, so I'm just going to let you go. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed. And you know what? I don't think this conversation's over. I doing a little research on where your studios are and looking forward to meeting you. Great. I'm looking forward to meeting you too. All right. Dino Wells, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who came up with the term empty nest. Rick Zeif, he's a voiceover coach. No, he did not. What's going on? Hold on. There's all of this stuff going on. World Boxing Council honorary champion and ambassador for peace. Well, you're a little late because the Dino Wells I talked to was clearly up to something else. So, Now I don't know what to do. All right, look, I want to introduce something that we're probably not going to start today, but it's something that you all need to prepare for because it is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's something that I like to call Be Bob's Head. Now, to participate in Be Bob's Head, you're going to have to use Skype and call Bob Doyle Show. That's right. You will have to use video. You will have to be well lit. You will have to use Skype to Skype Bob Doyle Show to Be Bob's Head. Now, I know I gave no one any warning on this. I don't expect anyone to be ready to do this right now. But let's also keep one thing in mind, boys and girls, before those childish inclinations of yours start popping up. Remember, yes, of course, this is the internet. Yes, this is live. You could come on and do something horrifying, but it's Skype. It's not quite as anonymous as, some username behind a trolling account for Blab. You know what I'm saying? All right. Only half of your head because it was blocked by the Twitter heading. I'm not sure what you mean. I wish I did. Maybe when I go back, I'll see. But I don't know what Twitter heading you were talking about. But anyway, thank you. I'll go back and see what's going on. You've got YouTube. You're on YouTube right now? All right. Anyway, I said Zeef. All right. So that's his name. All right. I will check him out for sure. Anyway, because as you all know, or you might not. I do dabble in some voice work, and I would interview somebody about voiceover work on this show, even though we, kind of not always talking to serious people. Although I got to say, Dino Wells, he was pretty hardcore. He was pretty intense. All right, so basically, so just keep that in mind. You're going to need to be ready with Skype, Bob Doyle Show, to do Bob Doyle, Be Bob's Head. Be Bob's Head. Now, what I'm going to do next time I do a show or the time after that or whatever is I'll have somebody do it. I'll have it set up so they can call so I can demonstrate what we're doing here. You can't do Bob's Head. Well, you'll see. Anyway, yes, I do know I can bring people on, and I'm happy to do that, except for two things. I mean, yes, I want to. In fact, that's what this whole show is about, really, is about doing the interactive. However, I'm limited on time on this one, and I needed to get these very important things out. And look, here's the... You do radio style Bob. I do radio style Bob. I can do radio style. I don't. Oh, radio style Bob, right, instead of head. See? I pieced it together. All right, so look. Now, before we end this thing, it's time for Apptacular. Apptacular, the part of the show where I share with you an app that I feel is spectacular. Now, this won't be for everyone, but for those of you it is, you're going to be like, oh my heavens, sign me up. This is a little app called Prompt Smart. How many times have you wished you had a teleprompter? Maybe you're making videos for your webpage or whatever, and you're trying to memorize it, or you're using cue cards and it's off to the side. It's horrifying, right? It always looks terrible. And what are you going to, if you don't have a full-on teleprompter, making videos could be quite the nightmare. Am I right? So what this program does, and I've been through plenty of prompter programs, I can tell you, and I just did. This is the bomb ditty, and I'm going to show you why, the magic of this one, all right? So now watch closely, because you will, thank you for the props, by the way. You will be amazed. So let's just start by, if you look at the screen, it says add new, script library, note card library, whatever. All right, so we're going to just go, I'm not going to give you an in-depth demo of everything, but I do want to show you the coolness factor. All right, so to add a script, we're going to first just import a script. Now, it will connect to, like in this case, Box, Dropbox, Gmail, Google Drive is where I'm going to go. So I'm going to choose just this script here to demonstrate. And it will just download from your Google Drive. Or you can type in a script right here in the editor, because now it pops up and says create the new script. This gives me an opportunity to rename it if I want to. I'm going to keep it just how it is. And now here's the whole script. And from this screen, I can edit it if I'd like to. I'm not going to because I already edited it in the Google Drive. And what fun would it be for you to watch me edit something? Not fun. That's how much fun. So I clicked on save. Now along the bottom here, we've got new icons, okay? So let's go over to, now if I hit the pencil here on the lower left, it's going to bring me back to the editing screen, so we don't need to see that. All right, now the settings. Here's where it gets interesting. So much you can change, okay? The color of the text, okay? The color of the background that the text is on, whatever's comfortable for your eye. You've got lots of font choices here, font sizes, because you can adjust this, you'll be able to adjust this as you're doing it, which I'll show you. Again, this is all your personal preference and style that you can change. Mirroring the text, if you're using this with using a reflective lens over an actual camera, like a regular teleprompter, you'll have to have a mirror image of the text so it shows up correctly when it's reflecting back to you, and that's the toggle that turns that on and off. Remember script position, if you stop and then start over. Timers, guides, all these little things that you can see. Now, here's a couple of really interesting things. Video recording. This allows you to actually, as you're holding this up in front of you, reading the teleprompter, it's taking a video of you. So if you truly wanted to use your iPhone or iPad or whatever, I think it must be iPad, to film your video, and you want to use it as your teleprompter, I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on right now so you can see, and it goes a little how much time I have based on the format I'm doing. The front camera, I'm going to say, and I'm just going to leave all of this ready, and I'm going to go ahead and do 480p just for, so it's a smaller file. And I'll go ahead and keep it in the portrait orientation. All right. And so I'm just going to leave all that. You can go through those other settings. And now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to click play. So now you can see on the screen, it says media time limit, max recording time. You have max 50, whatever. All right. So I say, okay. Now watch. So now obviously you can see that it's videotaping me, right? Videotaping. Really, Bob? Tape? Videotape? What year is this? What century is this? I'm holding an iPad and I said videotape. Anyway, recording me. All right. And you can see that the script itself is superimposed over the screen. Well, you may be saying, well, Bob, how do you get it to scroll or whatever? Just watch. Hi, I'm Bob Doyle. I want to take a moment to introduce you to Boundless Living and tell you a little bit about myself. And this is it not working. It's not working. This is the first time that's ever happened. What it does, I promise you, hold on. I'm going to be quiet this time and let's try it again. Okay, it said starting voice track. I talked over that before and it messed it up. Now, what will happen is as I read, my pace of reading determines when it scrolls. Hi, I'm Bob Doyle. I want to take a moment to introduce you to Boundless Living and tell you a little bit about myself, what we do here, and why we do it. And why it's not working because I didn't press play, that's why. There was a play button at the bottom. Now watch it again. Hi, I'm Bob Doyle. I want to take a moment to introduce you to Boundless Living and tell you a little bit about myself, what we do here, and why we do it. Although I know I'm best known as a teacher so you see what's happening there, I'm not having to do anything. And it's a nightmare if you do. If you're using a traditional teleprompter and you're trying to get just the right speed and there's not someone running it for you, nightmare. Now, and also if you were to, mess up, you can just reach over, drag up and down on the screen and go back and then just start reading again. It'll take up right where you left off. So, wow, right? This was a huge game changer for me. And that's what makes this another exciting episode of Apptacular. Push the wrong button. Push the wrong button again. I just did a whole new button configuration. Now look, here's the thing. Oh, a link. It's called Prompt Smart. You're gonna have to go to the iOS App Store to find that. Prompt Smart. PROMPT SMART. Prompt Smart. Okay. Is that really it? That's great. Okay, fantastic. So that'll save some time. All right, now I'm gonna leave it up to you at this point. Do I do uke time or do I not do uke time? If I do uke time, I'm gonna have to get Lynn Rose in here. Now she is busy. And it's uke time is when I play the ukulele and sing a song. Okay? So I'd have to stop her and drag her in here. Now, I told her in advance that I might do this, and she said okay. Look, someone was trying to call me. But I can't tell who. John sent me a contact request. John, are you still out there? If you're still out there, you're frozen. Am I frozen, or did I just stop? I think I just stopped moving because I got mesmerized with Skype. All right, so look, I can't. I'm too scattered here. I'm getting too scattered. I got to stay on task, my friends. I have to stay on task. All right, so the question was, do I do uke time or not? Because I have to go bother Lynn. I'm not seeing this huge cavalcade of you got to do uke time, man. That's why we showed up. That's the only reason we came here. Because what I could do is I could maybe try Be Bob's Head. Shall we try Be Bob's Head? Oh, no way. You do solo uke? What does that mean? I don't know what you mean. I'm not getting. Lynn would just be. I'd just be singing to her because it's a song that I wrote about her, for her a long time ago. That's what that's about. I wouldn't be a duet or anything like that. She'd just be standing there listening to it. All right. So John, if you're standing by, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to accept. We're going to hope that this works technically because this is more theory than anything else. And it was formed from accident when I was having a Skype conversation with a friend of mine. John, why don't you go ahead and call on in here? Here he comes. All right. Hey, John, how are you? Oh, hold on. I got to set up my Skype correctly so I can hear him and he can see me. One moment. There, and there we go. Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, awesome. So see what we did here, ladies and gentlemen? Now the fun part. One moment. I'm telling you, this is going to be more fun than you can stand. But hold on. If I can, here we go. All right. Now, we're just getting started. We've got John in the show now, and now we're just going to just do this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, John is Bob's Head. Now say whatever you'd like, and I will articulate with my hands.
Well, I'm just happy to be part of the show today, and I was really happy to be Bob's Head. I mean, how many times do you get a chance to be Bob's Head?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was it. Be Bob's Head. Now, how awesome was that, right? Now that you know what it is, hold on. Now that you know what it is, next time I do Be Bob's Head, you come prepared with something to say. You come with a little, hey, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so, and my website's over here. That's right. Plugs, free plugs, or whatever you want to say, within reason. Now, like I said, we want to keep this fun and light and fairly family friendly, but I want to see what you people can do with being Bob's Head, and thank you again, John, for coming in and being the very first Bob's Head and saying nice things about it.
I always have that.
That's right. You'll always have that you were Bob's Head.
I'll be the Bob Murray or the Bill Murray of Bob's Head.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that. All right, you guys. I think that my work here is done. It's the Bob Doyle Show. It's the Bob Doyle Show. Here's a sign that says it too. It's the Bob Doyle Show.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
And the Bob Doyle Dancers.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Well, I hope the screen wasn't frozen for everyone.
Bob Doyle Show.
We'll find out soon enough. Thank you, one and all. Stay tuned for episode 4, whenever that's going to happen.